Hey fellow trainers, life has been a wild ride recently, and if you haven't noticed, our podcast uploads have been a bit sluggish recently. But fear not, we are not disappearing into the wilderness, quite the opposite actually. You see, I've been juggling all the behind the scenes stuff myself, audio production, editing, whipping up the YouTube videos, and even making the thumbnails. All of this while also prepping for the campaign and dealing with the everyday chaos of life, like work and so on and so forth. So here's the scoop. We are adjusting our upload schedule. Starting now, well, actually a couple of episodes ago, you can expect fresh episodes every other Wednesday. Of course, we might stray from that path occasionally because, hey, creativity doesn't always follow a strict timetable, but when it does, it is going to be good. Now, let's talk about you. The real MVPs. Your unwavering support is what keeps us going, even when we're juggling more than we can handle. And here's the exciting part. We need your help. And if you are up for it, feel free to send me a message to see if you can join our team and take the editing stress off of my shoulders a little bit, so that way I can focus on weaving an epic tale just for you guys. So if you are interested, reach out on Discord. The link is going to be in the description of any of the media you are following on, or shoot us an email at PokemonAftermathPod@gmail.com. Seriously, any and all support is crazily appreciated. Now, without further ado, let's get into today's episode. And buckle up, trainers. It's going to be a wild ride.
Hi, Craig.
Craig.
Do your job, Craig.
Yeah, right?
Do it right this time.
Yeah, right. God damn.
Don't talk shit. He might get interrupted again.
Skynet's listening.
Craig, I'm sorry, you're doing a great job. I'll blame my computer and not you, okay?
Okay.
So, hi everybody. Welcome to another episode of Pokemon Aftermath that we are having to do a recap because Craig, something happened to our recording. It got corrupted to the point where I couldn't fix it. So the first half of the tournament, or not the first half, the first round of the tournament kind of got blown away in the wind, so we're going to do a quick recap of that for you. On the other hand, we have a little bit of sad news that Levi or Zephyr is no longer able to play in our campaign due to conflictions in life and just kind of time constraints. So sadly, Zephyr's not going to be around anymore. He might come up later in the campaign, but as of right now, Levi is not going to be able to join us in playing anymore. But I guess with that, I have everybody here with me. I'm Chase, your DM, like normal, and everyone else is here, like normal. But I suppose that we can get started with our little recap. So the beginning of last session started off with everybody in Herb's shop, where everything was kind of thrown about in disarray. And they, at some point while looking around, heard shattering almost of ice on the ground. As they looked back and they saw Zephyr get taken over by these shadow-like veins as he just kind of dissolved into this shadowy mist as the vase holding the Chinchou shattered on the ground as it was flopping around.
We put him in another container of water. Don't you worry. We found a beaker and we put water in it, and we put the Chinchou inside the beaker. I do remember that.
Yes, Chinchou is okay.
I did call my grandmother because it looked like Giratina's shenanigans.
Yeah,
Might be something weird and wonky with black tentacle space hands taking a person.
Very
I developed
fun.
a permanent trauma around shadows, thanks to that event.
Very fun. And then y'all called the cops.
Yes.
We called the cops.
Called Officer Jenny. She arrived and took down all of your informations. Amelia somehow managed to keep from giving her information somehow. But then y'all went to start the first round of the tournament, in which was revealed to be a one-on-one battle kind of tournament style, to where if you beat your opponent, you moved on to the first round, or you moved on to the second round. And I believe first was Zarin, who fought with his Sandslash up against what do we say? It was a Hitmonlee. Zarin, do you want to do like a quick recap of that battle, if you remember any of it?
I do remember a few details. I remember being terrified because the Hitmonlee's first punch really took a huge chunk out of Quill's, my Sandslash's, I guess the tournament committee's Sandslash's HP. But I chose to go the stats route and buff Sandslash with, I believe it's Sandstorm is his move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I activated Sandstorm, and between the Hitmonlee missing an attack or two, and the Sandstorm
he missed
buffing,
like 2 high jump.
Yeah, he missed a couple of attacks, which really saved Quills, because Quills he's tankier than some of my Pokemon, but he's not the tankiest. And so between the Sandstorm causing damage over time and also buffing the damage Quills did, I got off a few really solid hits. And honestly, the last one, I think I was just probably down to a few HP to take out, and still got a good hit in and wiped him out pretty solidly. And to Zarin's surprise, there was a small squad of cheerleading Pokemon off to the side for some reason. That was a thing.
Yeah, they just kept appearing with, each time our partner Pokemon would have their name on it. All of our partner Pokemon, and they would just have like little cheerleader outfits and go, bah.
Yes.
Like little pom-poms and everything.
What did Katrina end up nicknaming her Sprigatito that she caught?
Willow.
That's right.
That's a great Amelia. I bow to you gave to me after she befriended it. I bow to you. I'm so very grateful for my Sprigatito.
Also, a brief note that I do remember, before the tournament started, I saw Max, the elderly gentleman I helped in my session 0, I believe.
Oh, that's right.
At the tournament. So he was there. He did show up. So in case that's plot relevant later, just keep a note that he is there. And I believe, I don't know if we found out if he won his tournament or his battle or not.
Yeah, I believe the last leading off statement was, you guys heard in the background, and Max wins his fight and moves on to the next round, as we faded away.
And then we heard a yippee!
See, and Violet, I believe, was next. She would use her vanillish named Waffle Cone against a Lipard, who it was her like childhood friends or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you want to kind of go over that kind of fight briefly?
Well, from the most I can remember, because that was a few weeks ago, I won by complete accident.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I rolled terrible. I didn't land a single hit. But I had Hailstorm or whatever, and I won that way.
Yeah, that's right, because the Lipard came to attack you and just got clobbered in the face with a chunk of hail and fainted.
Yep.
It was environment skills for the win in this tournament.
Her name was Clover, I believe, because we did a little bit of world building last session where each of the players came up with a character or came up with an NPC, and it was Clover who you went up against.
Yep.
She was like a blonde girl. She was kind of foresty, tall and skinny, a little bit of a bitch, but it's fine.
Yeah, I believe my opponent was a businessman who seemed more annoyed that he had to come to a tournament on his lunch break.
Yeah, it was on his 15-minute lunch break.
Yeah.
And he worked for the tournament, actually, as like receptionist.
Yeah.
It was forced to.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
I do remember because we came up with the characters Edgar, Allen, and Poe.
Yes, Edgar,
Oh,
Allen,
that's
and
right.
And there was one more, too.
A kid in a raven costume.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't.
It was another name, but I can't for the life of me remember.
It was Edgar. Because I know there was a fisherman that I made. It's like he
that's
just
Joe.
loves
Joe
magic art.
Joe the Rod.
That's him.
Yeah. I kept making the joke, and now we just need a guy named Igor. Who was it that always was Igor?
Oh gosh.
I know what you're. Man, it's right there in my memory, but I can't.
Yes.
But
Egg. Edgar was actually a fan submitted NPC. So thank you to whoever that was who submitted Edgar. I mean, I should have it written down somewhere. I'll find it eventually. But they had like messy lavender-esque hair, and they were a Pokemon Ranger, a current Pokemon. And then next fight was Katrina. It was Katrina and Cogs, the Kling Clang, versus a Dusclops.
Yeah. Basically, I tried to go in with one of his attacking moves, and guy said, "Ha, psych, we not doing that. Try to do a gear grind. You know what really grinds my gears? When it gets disabled." And it got disabled, and we won, but by like a lucky, hey, I remembered I can do this type thing. I have abilities. And also, discharge helped. It was great. I was crying. Not literally, but
And then Amelia was called up, as well as Zephyr was called up to go be Amelia's opponent. And when Zephyr eventually didn't show because, taken by shadows, it was declared that Amelia wins by default. And then Captain N proceeded to come up to the party in the the locker room-esque area and basically say, "Hey, what the fuck happened to my kid?"
we were like, "Shadow hands, don't know."
Yeah.
We called the cops. Don't know why they didn't tell you. Your child is missing.
Right.
Cops are like, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, right. Or they said that they were going to contact Cynthia, in which you guys did, and it kind of, hinted that, Amelia might know Cynthia somehow.
Yes.
But we're yet to see exactly how that may play out. But you guys, as we left it off, you guys were actually on your way, I believe, to see Cynthia yourself.
Yes, I believe so. I did have one other small note, because it was cute. Frisbee was out and about watching this fight with Dusclops, and I gave him aspirations. I showed him what he could become one day if we train hard.
Yes, Frisbee the Dusclops.
Also, we're just carrying around this Chinchou. Like, no one owns him. He's just there.
He's just a wild Chinchou.
He's one of us,
In a beaker. And he's having a great time. We're feeding him snacks. Like, he can leave at any point, but he just doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are carrying him around in a fishbowl. He can't exactly leave at any point.
But is he happy? Is he happy?
Yeah. He's happy. He doesn't have to fight because he's not a fighting eligible Pokemon, and he
That's
gets
right.
food. Why would he want to leave? It's
Right.
It's
I
Princess
have
Street
Apom
here.
with me, and he's wild. He's probably stolen like 50 things by now, for all I know.
I think-
I have
Probably.
no idea.
I think at this point, Apom has adopted you rather than you adopting Apom.
That is true. That is very
You
true.
know,
You're gonna get put in
at this
Pokeball.
point, Chinchou could, in the middle of the night, Chinchou couldn't just, sprout legs and walk around and, do what Chinchou's do.
right.
We don't know.
Who knows?
We're not exactly like
Sprout
trained
spider legs.
Pokemon handlers. Oh, that'd be terrifying.
That would be terrifying. Imagine a Chinchou with spider legs. God, that'd be oh my god.
Just cast spider climb. It's fine.
Right?
Thank
It's
you
also
for
part
giving me.
wizard.
Thank you for giving me an idea for a Delta Chinchou.
Spider
Hey,
legs.
you know-
Chinchou.
It's just
Yeah,
a
right.
wizard. It's a Chinchou with level 3 wizard. It's fine.
There
You're a
you go.
wizard, Chinchou.
Ugh.
He cast
Nightmare
spider
fuel.
climb.
Spider chow. Spider chow. Does whatever Spider does.
Ugh.
All right. Well, then I guess without further ado, we can get into tonight's session. All right. So I guess we'll leave off at you guys going to see what's her name? Cynthia.
Cynthia.
Just so, also, can we make it canon that she just rides on the back of her Garchomp just so she doesn't have to shuffle everywhere in this big crowd?
Yes. Absolutely.
She has those grandma legs now.
That sounds great. We'll say you guys are probably traveling with Captain N because he's also going to see Cynthia. Or they are also going to see Cynthia. I'm always going to forget that.
Yeah.
And I try not to. But so you guys go to see Cynthia. You guys make it to the she's actually honestly probably up in the stands watching the tournament.
She has the same cheerleader outfit on.
Oh, absolutely. She's the one who made Sapphire's cheerleader outfit.
She made all of their Pokemon cheerleading outfits. She's like wearing the t-shirt, a headband, pom-poms, and just sitting on top of Garchomp.
She's just a master crocheter.
Shirt just her top just says #1 fan on the back. That's it.
It says "Go Katrina."
Yeah, right.
Go Katrina, and in parentheses, and friends.
But you guys, we'll say you guys find Cynthia up in the bleacher area.
Grandma over here. Grandma.
Hello, dear.
Hi.
You did very well. I'm very proud of you.
Oh, thanks. It was something. We have a point to Zephyr's parent. She needs to speak to you about the Shadow Hands, and I whisper that in her ear.
Oh, okay. What's going on?
We had one of our friends kidnapped by shadows. He was just sucked into the ground. Poof.
Excuse me? Did I hear that right?
I looked in the group and I'm not wrong.
Staring at every shadow within like 6 feet with like 1,000-yard stare. I'm just kind of like nodding, like, yeah, that's what happened.
We told the police, but Officer Jenny did not inform the parent.
The parent.
Huh. Well, that's awfully concerning. Let's get back to the hotel room. I have most of my books there. I can look through real quick, figure out what's going on.
I picture Garchomp just like carrying her above his head, like holding her, and like they're just like scooching along.
Oh, absolutely.
trying to
all
avoid
of the people sitting behind your grandmother are so relieved that she's leaving because they couldn't see anything behind Garchomp. But you guys head to the hotel, and she kind of ushers you all into her room. She goes, "All right, give me just a few moments here. I gotta look for my book here." As she kind of shuffles through, looking for different books.
I will help her look. Like, well, y'all can probably help too.
I'm keeping a good distance from every shadow in range.
You're just filled with PTSD with everything.
I can just imagine one of y'all is just sitting there flickering the lights on and off.
Zaren's having an existential crisis.
Slowly pulls back my hand.
Oh my god.
Amelia!
I'm just gonna be standing at the doorway, kind of like having a nostalgic moment of watching Cynthia go through books, just kind of just standing there like, yep.
She definitely has not realized that you are there yet.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine. That's good. But I'm slowly putting the pieces together. It's like, yep.
Now it's settling in that you're 50 years in the future.
Yeah.
She thought we were the nutcases.
Still
Oh, how the turns table.
She eventually pulls out this book that it looks like it is almost like decaying leather as she pulls it out, and you can see that it's very worn. It looks like a very, very old book. And as she kind of flips through it, she kind of looks up at you all. She says, "Well, without actually being able to witness the event, the best that I can say is it definitely sounds like some sort of shadow energy coming from the Distortion world, which is where Geratina is said to reside and control. So, but without any more information, I fear I can't really give you anything else."
Leader N is still here with us, right?
They are, yes.
Okay. I just wanted to double check.
They actually speak up and they say, if you could witness the event, do you feel you might be able to give us more information? And she says, yes, of course. I mean, being able to actually stand there and witness the event, but I mean, I don't know how you would be able to do that without, the help of some sort of legendary Pokemon. He goes, "Give me until tomorrow. I'll figure something out." And then he actually kind of turns and walks out of the room in a bit of a hurry.
Is he trying to recreate the shadow kidnapping? Because if he's trying to recreate the shadow kidnapping, I have to assume he's just going to find another child to be kidnapped. He didn't seem confused by the shadow part at all.
Poor unfortunate soul.
And at this point, Cynthia notices you, Amelia. She kind of looks up and looks at you. She goes, "Excuse me, do I feel like I know you from somewhere."
Kind of look at her. Just like taking a deep breath. It looks like I'm holding back some, everything.
You look like a friend I used to.
Like, yeah, and how long ago was this?
I mean, I haven't seen her since the war ended, but you look just like her. That was probably well over 50 years ago.
You can kind of see that. That the muscles. Whenever you tense in your neck, because you're about to it's just like that muscle tense in your. You just tense those muscles, and you're like, wow, 50 years ago. Huh.
What was your name?
Garchomp. He's probably like faded in color and stuff by now.
Oh yeah, no, it's an old Garchomp. Like it's battle scars and it's definitely faded in color, but still as intimidating as ever.
that will.
More intimidating because it's not just scars; it's war scars at this point.
Oh yeah, it really is.
Well, to me, because I knew the Garchomp doesn't seem intimidating. To me, it seemed like, I guess, more pitiful. But I'd just kind of look at her and be like, Amelia. Kind of just slowly start nodding my head, looking at her. The sun hat on my head just kind of starts like.
Do you know each other?
She just kind of stares at you. I mean, I knew an Amelia once. Is that you? You see, she kind of starts tearing up a little bit.
I kind of scrunch my face up and be like, finally, you found someone else other than my brother.
She starts, like, bawling.
Oh!
And she runs up to give you a hug.
But Grandma, this is Amelia, the same Amelia I've been telling you about. I did tell her about you, by the way.
I'm giving her a big hug back, and I look at Garchomp, and I stick out my tongue, and
He just kind of crosses his arms and just kind of pouts in the corner.
I hold out a hand, and I kind of like, come here.
He definitely takes it and goes in for the group hug. And Cynthia's just like, she's like through her tears, she's just like, I thought I would never see you again. You just up and disappeared. How are you? What? How are you here?
I'm squeezing her. I'm too busy hugging.
She's definitely not expecting any answers. She is like bawling.
I just kind of stand next to the other two. I'm like, this is awkward now.
I hear you, and I immediately look at you and give you a glare with these teary eyes, just like, you're the one making it awkward. And I go back to hugging.
Yeah, what? You guys don't randomly bring old ladies to tears and then give them life or death hugs? Come on, it's every day.
With a giant land shark?
Yeah.
So I stop hugging, and I'm like, yeah, I had an idea, and I point at Katrina. I'm like, she looks almost just like you. It's disturbing, and acts like you.
Well,
it's creepy.
I don't know if I take
she definitely doesn't get it from her mother.
I heartily laugh at that.
It's like, I don't know her, but I know you.
Oh, you don't want to know my mom.
I kind of look at you and be like, knowing you, knowing her? No, I don't.
She definitely, she laughs, she chuckles. She's like, well, how did you get here?
That is a good question. I just remember when my brother and I boarded the ship, and that was it. Next thing I know, I am here.
And just to let you know, I've definitely gotten over your brother by now, but where is he?
That's a good question, because when I woke up on the SS Anne, nobody was there. So I have no idea where he is, but if he is here anywhere, I'm not worried about him. You know him.
He's more than capable of taking care of himself.
He's fine. He's fine.
Grandma, are you telling me that you and I point at Amelia, her brother, and I kind of make gestures with my hands, like, is that my grandpa that we don't know where he's at?
No, dear. That's a different reason.
See them just twitching. I'm cringing in pain, like
she definitely looks to Amelia and says, "But I can't say we didn't have our good times, though."
Just for the record, Zarin is standing in the corner. He's like, "Your grandmother loses a lot of men." Like the only two men in her life I know of.
Well, at least I know who my dad
goodness,
is.
I'm not talking to my great
sister-in-law.
Nephew.
No, great. No, it would be great
niece.
It would be great niece.
Yeah. I kind of look at Kat and I just kind of go, ugh.
I'm gonna say, I have a dad. He is canon, but I want him to be the total polar opposite of my mom. Like he's happy in an accountant plant somewhere.
And I'm like, okay.
Definitely.
It's like, okay, thank goodness we're definitely not related. Anyways, but yeah, no, if he is here anywhere, he's fine. I'm actually more worried about the people he runs into more than they run into him.
Yeah.
But, was your brother then?
You look awfully good for 68?
Had to put my hands on my head and be like, yeah, about that.
It's a cream.
It's like, I guess time travel
It's chincha oil.
shenanigans do that for you.
That's why we carry him around.
So you still have the Jinjo.
But yeah, I'm definitely missing, those, almost 70, 68 years or whatever of information. And here I thought everybody I knew was gone.
That's kind of what Katrina was telling me about. That you just showed up thinking that it was 50 years ago. I had read some of the I guess Leader N's not here to tell me that I can't tell you about this now at this point because it's technically a top secret information, and she kind of puts that into quotes.
I kind of look at her with this face of, okay, yeah, okay, Giovanni.
She definitely chuckles slightly, but she's like, I had heard that the Exploration Society has found rips in space-time. I wonder if the blast from the weapon shot the SSN through one of these rips and ended you up here. But I wonder what happened to everybody else on board, though.
I don't know, but the moment I got off the SSN, the ship disappeared. So it's possible it slipped back through. But there was no one else on the ship.
That's a little off-putting.
Anybody taping those rips closed or anything?
More than likely, it's just
feel like
unstable.
they're trying to. Yeah.
Saren has another new fear.
Well, technically, we've already witnessed something that is close to a tear in the woods.
Yeah.
And not only that, I've already saw someone else go through a rip before meeting you guys. So,
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that door is not a tear.
no, it was an intentional opening door and she went through it. I have no idea what I've done, by the way. Some
Wait.
crazy lady went through. But hey, we'll find out later, I'm sure.
Oh,
And I kind of
excuse
thumbs
me?
up her. Like, yeah, we have a lot to catch up on.
At that point, she just looks at you, just bewildered. She's just like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And you're like,
I
"That's
have
not
no
what
idea."
I meant."
At this point, we have no idea.
Does that mean Cynthia knows about the door?
Yes. I say loudly.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of which, dearie, how is your adventure?
Well, we saw some really ancient-looking Glaceon and Leafeon. And
Oh,
I
yes.
pull out Willow out of my Pokeball. Amelia helped me catch this little creature.
Oh, what a sweet little one. And she just kind of pinches its cheeks. And
You just see me in the background rub my cheeks.
Willow is not the happiest. She's just like...
I put my hand to one side of my mouth and go, by the way, she's always done that. And I cover my cheeks very quickly.
I go to her like, has she really?
Yes. So mostly to my brother. And I kind of go over to Garchomp.
Apparently in more ways than others.
And I kind of skip over to Garchomp, just ignoring everything now.
He's sitting cross-legged on the floor.
I'm giving him pets and love, and I kind of start poking at my hat.
At this point, your hat just kind of starts to wiggle and wave as it turns into the Ditto that is Duper.
All of a sudden, he just slaps right onto Garchomp's face as Ditto's hugging it.
At this point, Cynthia turns to see Duper, and she's like, "Oh, did what happened to your friend? Is this a new one?
Oh goodness, Sin, you no, it's still Duper. And I kind of whistle and I'm like, Duper, come on. And I point at Cynthia and I'm like, it's okay, buddy. You know what? These guys are trustworthy. Dupe, if you really want to, show them why your name is Duper.
So you guys notice as all of the purple coloration of Ditto the Duper kind of starts to fade away as it turns clear, as you start to notice the coloration of the blob starts to turn almost like a light blue.
Oh, was it shiny the whole time?
Yep.
Well, how about that? I put my hand on my hips.
Because he just kind of stands up and stretches up proudly.
I write down in my notebook, Ditto shinies can transform and change their colors. Period.
Duper's always been a bit of a very interesting case, considering where we first met. And I look at Cynthia and I'm like, and I think that was actually one of our first encounters, was the area where I found Duper. You
oh yes.
You were annoying.
You weren't much better, sweetheart.
I'm like, she still isn't that much better.
But
Yeah, though your brother, woo-wee!
Grandma, stop!
had a cringe to go. He ain't that. Yeah. Oy. I mean, come on. He was like, what, 2-3 years older than us? I mean, come on now. Come on. You could have done better. You could do... you did better. You did better. What am I talking about?
Wow, that was almost a compliment to Katrina there.
I kind of look at Katrina and be like, it is.
Could you imagine what you'd be if my brother had been your grandfather?
And I look and be like, oh, you don't want to know. You wouldn't be friends with each other. Let's just put it that way.
Oh,
If you guys knew Surge, let's just leave it at that. And I kind of look at Cynthia and be like, you can't deny that.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ugh.
So, you guys all passed your first stage, I see, for the induction.
Yep.
Congratulations.
I got to fight a non-existent kid.
Yeah, that's a bit disconcerting. Hope he turns up. That's yeah.
Agreed.
Alright everyone, we have an announcement to make. Arc 1 of our campaign is nearly at its thrilling conclusion. The epic journey is hurtling towards the last round of the tournament, and trust me, it is going to be a showdown for the ages. But wait, there is more. In celebration of this milestone, we are rolling out the red carpet for a Q&A session. That's right, you get to grill us, the cast, yours truly, and all of the Pokemon about anything and everything. So here's the lowdown. After the release of a final episode of Arc 1, we'll be recording a special Q&A session. So if you've got burning questions, here's where to drop them. Number 1, Discord. Head on over to our server, the link is in all platforms descriptions, and hit up the Q&A chat. Number 2, Instagram and Facebook. If you use either of those platforms, feel free to send us a message and we'll make sure to check them so that way we know what your questions are for the Q&A. Number 3, email. Go ahead and shoot us a message at PokemonAftermathPod@gmail.com and we'll make sure to be constantly checking that as well. And what can you ask? Literally anything. From the origins of our character inspirations to the all-important question. What is Duper's favorite snack? So, buckle up, trainers. Keep those Pokeballs handy because this Q&A is going to be wilder than a pack of roaming Tauros. That was really fucking cringy. Oh well, stay tuned and let's dive back into the episode. while I do know what's in store for you guys in the morning, I feel it might be a little bit better to, keep you in the dark, so to say. That was a poorly timed joke. I'm sorry.
I still laugh anyways.
But I'm sure y'all will have a lot of fun tomorrow.
I guess we should probably rest up for the tournament tomorrow. Or, well, I guess it's not a tournament this time. It's a different form of competition.
It's part of the tournament.
Yeah, part of the overall tournament, but it's not like a one-on-one fight thing. Or at least it wasn't indicated that it was.
I mean, Amelia, why don't you just stay here at the hotel with us? I mean, you can catch up with Grandma. I'm in the other room, so I won't be here.
I look at Cynthia and be like, yeah, I've got a few questions, and I pull out my 1993 Pokedex and a few favors to ask.
She's like, oh, you still have that old thing?
This whole thing still works perfectly. I mean, I handed it to her, I'm like, it hasn't exactly aged 50 years.
You're not.
I'm gonna ask Violet and Zarin then if they just want to stay in my room for the night. It's a pretty luxurious suite. There's like 2 beds and couches in there, so.
Are there either shadows or spatial distortions in your room?
Nope, none at all.
Not a single shadow in the room.
No, I will keep Akuma out just so there's a light source, a night light.
Just see me kind of lean in from off scene, just kind of like off scene, screen. You see me lean in, yet, and just slowly exit.
The hotel is the next SSAN.
We also, what I imagine is that when we get to our rooms, we literally just like make a pallet on the floor and we all just sleep together with Akuma. They're making a nightlight for us.
It's so we should definitely make it canon that they have Jotoni and Ponyta nightlights. That's a thing that they make.
Yes. Yes. They have regular Ponyta and Jotonian Ponyta nightlights.
Ooh.
Along with their evolved forms. Not to mention the Galarian forms as well. They're really bright. Those cost
the
extra,
real
though.
question is, do they have the Sinnoh form of Ponyta that you have yet to encounter?
Oh, I didn't know there was a Sinnohian form.
You guys almost encountered it before. I think you guys are like one off.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
But you guys go back to the room. Amelia, I'm assuming you're staying in the room with Cynthia.
Yeah.
For the moment, for the time being. Is there anything else y'all want to play out before the morning?
I think Zaren's good. I think Zaren's ready for sleep. There's constant cosmic horrors all around him. Sleep is the only escape at this point.
I mean, to be fair, we do live in a world where a giant dinosaur can control space and time, so...
I mean, true, but that doesn't mean I want to run into it every day. And it's been we were in the woods and I started shooting fire out of my arm and ice out of my other arm, and we walked through a woods door, a time door of some kind. It's just been nonstop, Zaren's got to process. Haven't had time to
We
do
just need
that.
like a 3-day break.
Right? Just a little vacation. We should all go on. Well, we can't go on a cruise. That didn't end well for one of us last time. So cruises are out.
You know what? How about this? After the tournament, we all go on a vacation. And I'll make my mom pay for it. This is what we talk about in our room. Like, I'll just make my mom pay for it. It's fine. She can cover it under her work stuff. It's fine.
That sounds
You
perfect.
can do it as a tax write-off.
Yeah, it's just tax write-off. It's fine. Basically, I just take her credit card, but she never notices anything I do besides, not becoming an ace trainer. It's fine. Does that sound good to you, Violet? But I think we all need a vacation.
Sounds fantastic. Is there going to be a quiet place?
We can go to my hometown. No one knows how to get there unless you're born there, and that's me.
Alright, bet.
All right. So, Amelia, anything you want to play out with Cynthia?
Sure.
Okay.
So yes, when everyone leaves, I do hand her the Pokédex and my old ranger license and be like, yeah, if I could get something that's a bit more dated, that would be definitely appreciated. And I guess I kind of can't get out of it because technically my license is still valid.
Technically it is. Though you might get a couple of strange looks. I'm sure you have already, probably.
Yeah, I did because, before the first round, the dude at the.
Yeah, I'm sure that we can arrange that. And she kind of takes your Pokedex and she kind of looks it over, just kind of curiously, and she kind of notices where you've tinkered and like fixed with it, and she's like, I see that it's not necessarily been holding up to the new time Pokemon that we've been seeing.
No, the poor thing's completely lost.
That tracks.
We're lost together.
Because I can get you something. Just it'll have to wait until morning, but I can definitely fix something for you.
That's fair. Also, do I need to actually, complete out this tournament again, or can I just get this renewed?
Well, this license, the Ranger's license is a bit different than the Explorer's. So, Rangers, as they see mostly for protecting the wilds of the Pokemon, the Explorers aim towards more helping out things in need throughout the entirety of the world rather than just a single region, as well as trying to bring up more, bring the regions to a more livable condition than they are currently, which I'm sure you know very little about what's been going on outside of Sinnoh at this point, but it's not pretty.
I've been hearing, tidbits and whatnot, but
you'll see more of what I'm talking about tomorrow and during the tournament. So I definitely recommend you continue on through this tournament. If so, exploring the regions with this organization so speaks to you, but I can definitely fix up this Ranger's license.
That would be greatly appreciated. Although, I've been spending most of my time in the woods because that's just what got used to. And I point out to Apon, who's probably
tracks.
running around somewhere. I'm like, and that one, he's wild, by the way. So if you have anything precious, just tell him no. He's pretty reasonable.
That's right. You are a ranger now. That's correct. I didn't even recognize it when you handed me your license, even though I said that it was a ranger's license. But congratulations on passing your ranger's exam.
Yep,
I guess it's 50 years in the making of a congratulations, but
I guess we got to start at some point, right? Better late than never.
I suppose. But yeah, so she'll get that fixed up for you.
Pull out my backpack and I start rummaging through it. Good Lord knows the stars above knows what's in it at this point. And I pull out the egg.
Goes, ooh, let me see. She's gonna roll a Pokemon education check.
It's a little bit late to be cooking dinner.
Duper's been pretty well, it's Duper's backpack. We all know, yeah. But he's been taking pretty good care of the egg here. And Terry, I point to Terry, the little Eevee. He's been keeping her warm, sitting on it, and everything else.
Huh. Well, it definitely looks like it's from the Hoenn region. Where did you say you got this again?
Well, that crazy lady that went through the portal or whatever I told you about, she gave it to me.
She just kind of stares at you again.
I kind of look at her with this blank face.
She just kind of stares at you again, just like, okay, we'll unpack that later. But
yeah, I don't know what I've just did, helping her do whatever she's doing. Because apparently it's not Team Rocket anymore. So.
Yeah, they're pretty gone. They're really gone. But from the looks of this egg here, it looks like it's some sort of grass type Pokemon from Hoenn. Would be my best guess. So I can't exactly put my finger on exactly what that might be, though.
Well, I guess we'll just wait until it hatches.
Yep. And as you say that, you see it wiggle a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yes, I'm talking about you. And I kind of poke the egg.
It's pretty warm, actually. It's pretty warm to the touch. But it has stopped moving for the time. But I suppose you guys all head to sleep for the following day. You wake up in your respective areas, and it is a new day, day 2 of the tournament, and you are supposed to meet at the gym at, I believe I said 8 a.m.?
Yes.
So we'll say, what time do y'all want to wake up?
How long
6:30.
did it take us to walk here?
Like, maybe 15 minutes?
And we have to be there at 8?
Yep.
7:43.
You're not even gonna take a shower or anything, Taryn?
Honestly, with what we're probably going to do today, I feel like it would be a wasted effort. If I wasn't going to sleep clean, I'm not planning for today to be a clean day.
Okay, that's fair. I will be doing my morning routine.
Okay. So you guys get all ready for the day. You head over to the gym. Anyone else have anything else they want to do before they go to the gym in the morning?
Grandma packed us a lunch, by the way.
Thank you, Grandma.
Well, actually, she was a bit busy in the morning.
Aww.
She does. So Amelia, when you wake up, you notice that Cynthia is not in the room. But as you get ready for the day, she comes in. She knocks on the door. Then she comes in. She goes, "All right, so this is what I was able to procure from you and for you from such short notice. Goodness Lord, I cannot speak." So she hands you this device that it almost just looks like a single metal bar. And as she hands it to you, she goes, "All right, so you just touch it like this," and she just kind of puts her pointer finger in the center of the bar, and you see it kind of expand to this almost holographic screen. So this is what kind of phone do you want? Do you want a Porygon phone or a Rotom phone?
Had to just slowly look at her and go, I only know one of those Pokemon.
Fair enough. So she hands. So you see the holographic screen kind of boot up, and it says Porygon Incorporated. And as it kind of boots up, she goes, "All right, so this is a Pokédex and a handheld cellular phone all rolled into one. So you can make your calls on it, you can scan your Pokemon on it, you can even access information that you need as long as you have the correct, you have signal."
Oh! And I kind of whip out my wrist. What about my, watch?
Your Siler?
Yeah, what about this? I kind of look at her and be like, I completely forgot about this.
And she goes, "Honestly, the older models are way better than the newer ones anyway.
Awesome. Great.
But I do know this," and she goes to like the equivalent of the App Store. It's the Porygon Play, because Porygon is Android. So it's the Porygon Play Store.
I like Apple.
It's the Porygon Play Store. And she goes, "All right," and she downloads the Styler app. And she goes, "All right, so you should be able to access all of your Styler upgrades through and alter them through this app."
Fancy.
Yeah, so there's that, and she kind of hands it to you. And she goes, "And here is your new license." and she hands you the license. It looks very similar to your old one, but the date is changed to the current day.
And what did you do with my classic Pokédex? Put her in a museum? Kind of look at her.
I mean, do you want it? I still have it.
You know what? Hold on to it for safekeeping. How about that?
Sounds good.
Oh, and have you heard anything from, oh wow, who's it? It's been so long. Whatever happened to him?
He goes, I actually haven't heard from them in quite a while. Last I heard, they were actually a member of the Exploration Society, actually. Last I heard that they were actually over in Unova.
Huh. I'll have to pay him a visit at some point. They still short?
No. Just as short as ever.
Gross.
Decreasing with age.
Ugh. Excellent.
So you guys are all headed towards the gym, and as you guys approach, you see the crowd of people who are participants in the tournament, and you also see this large. It honestly, it looks like a Wailord that's flying.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's disturbing.
Yeah, and you see this little like side ramp coming off from the side of the Wailord. And as you approach, you see Leader N up at the top, and Cynthia's joining you. She's with you as well, being carried by Garchomp. But Leader N goes, "All right, everyone. So for the second part of the tournament, we will actually be traveling outside of the region. We want to test your skills in a fast-paced scenario in actual ruin environment. So it will actually take us a few days to get there. But I just need you all to board the Wailord blimp, and we will be headed on our way."
I kind of use my elbow to nudge there and see you could have taken that shower.
I'm sure he will probably get an opportunity at another point via Pokemon.
I fully expect to fall out of that thing at some point today.
Oh my god.
I mean, to be fair, things haven't been great.
You know, if not me, somebody. You know, it's gonna be someone. We're just lucky they're a flying Pokemon.
That is true. Oh. All right.
Goes, all right, and they just kind of start ushering everybody onto the blimp. And as you guys get on, it looks honestly, if you've seen what a cruise ship looks like, that's what it looks like, except it flies.
Hey, it's not a ship at least. It's not an actual boat.
I mean,
Yeah.
if it's a boat, we gotta get flip-flops. And I just kind of walk off.
And you guys feel a slight kind of jut as you guys kind of feel yourself slowly lifting off the ground, and as you look out the windows, you see the ground get further and further and further away from you as you guys go up into the sky and start moving. But, yeah. So, what do you guys want to do? You guys have, we'll say it's like a 2-day journey that you guys are going to do. You guys can do whatever during that time. Just let me know what you want to do, like right now, and we'll kind of play out a scenario. Like, we'll just kind of do some dice rolls and figure out what happens during that time.
So it's 2 days before we actually get to the next part of the tournament, then?
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. Then I guess I'm gonna find a shower.
Okay. You're gonna shower for 2 days?
Yep, 2-day shower. Actually, no, shower, and I was gonna see if there was a way to. I think I discussed with you about doing some training up on Snowball and
Frisbee?
I think Frisbee. Yeah, I think they're my 2 lowest level.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, cool. So
roll 2d20 for.
Okay.
And tell me which one you are rolling for which Pokemon.
Okay, gotcha. So red die is going to be for Frisbee, and the black die will be for Snowball.
Okay.
Oh, poor Frisbee. Frisbee rolled a 5. Snowball rolled. Oh well, it's not actually that bad. It's not good for either one of them. Is that a? I have no idea if that's a 6 or a 9. What on earth am I looking at here? Okay, so a 9. Okay, a 9. So Snowball got a 9. Frisbee got a 5.
Okay.
We're really not very good at this. Not used to training.
Yeah. You spend the 2 days really trying to train up with Frisbee and Snowball, and it is less that they are not getting experience or that they're bad at training. It just almost feels as if they are having a hard time understanding what they are needing to be doing when training.
Mm-hmm.
So, you are used to training with Sharkface, which is all right, you need to go and bite this thing and shoot this thing, and you're telling them you're trying to teach them the same way that you would normally train up Sharkface, and they're just not really grasping what it is that you're trying to get for them to do.
I'm gonna blame it on Vertigo.
But we'll say that they both increased by 1 level.
Okay, but not very effectively.
Right. Who's next?
I would like to do some training on some of my Pokemons.
Okay. Who would you like to train up?
Sprigatito, and how many can I train at once?
It will depend. If you try to train more, it will be less for more of them. If you try to train less Pokemon, it will be more for less Pokemon.
Okay, I think I just want to train Sprigatito.
Okay. So I just want you to roll a straight d20 for me.
Okay. Oh, it's a 5.
Okay. Y'all are doing great.
We're really nailing it, 5 out of 5.
So, Sprigatito, you're trying your best to what nature? Okay. You're trying your best to try to coach Sprigatito on doing these things, try to coach Willow. And Willow just seems so stuck on just kind of, she's like, I don't need to get any stronger. I'm just good as is.
She's my sassy little cat, just like all cats.
Yeah.
Trying to train me, huh? That sounds like criticism. I don't accept criticism.
We'll say she also gains 1 level.
Oh, perfect. At least it's 1 level.
Yeah. But, yeah. Anybody else have anything they want to do in the meantime?
Oh, can I actually... Is there a shop on board?
Yeah, you can do they have a very lowly sock shop.
Never mind then.
Okay.
I was gonna see if there was a water stone there.
Yeah, probably not. Well, if nobody else has anything they want to do...
I would like to attempt to train with Iris and Azure, but I don't know how my rolls are gonna go, so...
Okay. So I'll need you to roll d20 for each.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So that was Azure.
Oh, that's a 19!
I'll take it. I rolled crappy this entire time.
Hell yeah!
That's pretty good.
Okay, so
we'll
the
take
first
a 19. That's great.
First one was Azure, and the second one was Iris.
Okay. So, we'll say you have a successful training session. So how are you training? How are you training Azure and Iris?
Can I train them, together? Against each other?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we're doing that. They're, kind of battling against each other, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, so Iris is just kind of lobbing water guns at Azure as Azure is using its fist to kind of punch the water guns to make them kind of splatter and be ineffective. As Azure or as Iris gets pretty good at shooting these water guns, gets pretty accurate. As Iris, you got a 15 for Iris, right?
Correct.
Iris will gain 2 levels. Will go up to level 3. And Azure is getting a real good sense for really being more accurate with its punches and making sure everything is being where it's meant to be. And Azure will gain 3 levels up to level 8. Anyone else? Amelia, anything you want to do in the meantime before we get the story stuff?
Yeah, I'm also going to train. Well, I've only actually got 2 Pokemon, so I'm going to train those 2.
Okay.
Duper and Terry.
20 for each.
Next time I train Snowball, I'm gonna make him endure fire blasts from Sharkface so that he can increase his special defense.
Okay.
That is a 13 and a 16.
Oh, which one's for which?
I'll do 13 for Terry and 16 for Duper.
Okay. How do you want to train them? Do you want to kind of go over what happens during training?
So, since Fungi is a much, much higher level, I asked if she was more than willing to help me train these 2. So pretty much just getting Fungi to help train the Duper and Terry.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
way she can do something, and maybe Apom if he wants to try and help them with their agility and sense training. And hey, look at me, I'm about to take your backpack, Duper.
So
I actually don't know Apom's level.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I just asked if the 2 of them would be willing to help train. So
yeah, absolutely. So they just kind of do almost like a mock battle, but a training session between all 4 of them. And we'll say that with those rolls, Duper goes up by 2 levels, and Terry goes up by 1. So at that point, during y'all's training or after y'all's training sessions, you see Leader N or Captain N. I guess that's what I have them as. I have them as.
Captain N.
They walk up to you with Cynthia kind of shuffling behind them, and as they walk up to you, you notice that N is carrying this large, intricate staff. That it's this wooden staff that kind of is this warped wood that kind of circles up to the top, and as it gets to the crown of the staff, it kind of splits, and then grows into a circle, of which it's like a ring, and inside the center of the ring is this glowing blue light. And they come up to you and they go, "All right, everybody, I have a favor that I need to ask of you."
Okay.
no. I just kind of mumble that under my breath.
Cynthia just kind of glares at you.
Listening cautiously.
So, with the help of one of my friends, we should theoretically be able to go and see what happened to Zephyr. But the thing is that they actually need somebody who is there in order to provide the exact time frame of which they need to view.
I kind of just slowly turn and look at all the group members, and I'm like, put my finger on my nose.
I will volunteer myself if we're volunteering.
Cynthia actually kind of speaks and goes, "Oh, well, we were actually hoping to have all of you participate in this, as having more people makes it much more accurate of a viewing session."
I reach out to touch Amelia's nose too, like not me.
I kind of just look at Cynthia with this face of, "Oh, you."
She just looks at you. She's just like, "Fucking do it. What are you gonna do about it?"
I kind of look at her, look at the edge, look at her, look at Garchomp. Well, I guess nothing.
To be fair, Grandma probably would do it herself if she, she wasn't.
She
I'm
were
gonna say
there.
it, Grandma, but I love you. If she wasn't,
I look at you and be like, "What? Jump off the side?"
she would be in our place.
She also wasn't there.
That's why I was like, "Wait, what?"
FYI, the entire time we're on this air balloon, I'm looking out for other trainers with flying types. Dragons, birds, don't care,
Okay.
anything that floats.
I also
Okay.
have Heracross.
Okay, actually, at that
helps.
point, Zarin, I want you to roll a perception check.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm stuck.
Also, if everybody could roll a straight d20 for me and let me know what the result is, that'd be great.
Oh boy.
16.
Okay, well I rolled an even 10. Let me get back.
Got 9, baby.
Okay.
8.
Plus 4, okay. Alright, well, let's hope I do better than 10. I did not. I did 9. 1 less. So 13.
Okay. That's fine. So, Zarin, as you're kind of on the lookout for like flying Pokemon and flying trainers, you see the faintest hint of green rolling through the clouds, and then it disappears.
Rayquaza? Was it a large cloud?
I don't know.
Can I look around for, like, the Sky Captain and ask if we have harpoons?
I mean, Captain N is right there.
Yeah. I mean, Sky Captain, does this thing have harpoons? What do you use? Does it have missiles? We don't have missiles, do we? Are missiles a thing?
Harpoons. Why do you ask?
Because I'm just now realizing that, yes, we're way high up in the air, but there's a lot of sometimes very large creatures, untamed wild creatures that also are very high up in the sky. And, just seems like self-defense, just not a thing I thought about before today.
Oh, you shouldn't have to worry about any of that. We've traveled this path many times throughout the last little bit here, so it should be a fairly safe path.
Have you ever seen a green cloud?
Not in this area of the sky, no.
Where did you see one?
That's information you will have to learn in a different.
Well, that's all kinds of unsettling. Anyway, I'm gonna start looking for more.
Okay.
So, what exactly do we need to do? Do we need to just stand in a circle, sing Kumbaya? We were literally looking for a person who was missing.
Actually, you're not far off. Let's go to a more secluded location as to make sure that we're not revealing too much information to people who we may not want to. Just in case.
Okie dokie.
So they kind of lead you to this kind of closed off room. It really just looks like a study room, but they kind of put chairs all into a circle. Say, all right, so just letting you all know, this information does not leave this room. Understood?
You hear that, Sapphire?
Agreed.
And
Yeah.
they look towards. Okay, and I was saying they look towards Violet and Amelia.
I'm just standing there with like this blank expression, like.
And you see as that staff that they've been carrying around, it starts to glow. The entire staff starts to glow this yellowish light as you see the form of the staff kind of start to shrink into this little. It almost looks like a little pixie. And as the light kind of fades, you see this little green fairy-esque Pokemon just kind of fluttering around. It's like, bee, 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 as it just kind of playfully kind of moving around the space.
I bring up my Pokedex real quick.
Would I recognize it?
Actually, Amelia, you would recognize it from book as a Celebi.
Yeah.
And so your Pokedex goes, do-do-do. Celebi, the time travel Pokemon. It has the power to travel across time, but it is said to appear only in peaceful time. When Celebi disappears deep in the forest, it is said to leave behind an egg it brought from the future. So, Captain N looks over to the Celebi and says, Paradox, my friend, we need a little bit of help. We need to witness an event that these young ones here have seen. Do you think you might be able to help us out with that? And it just kind of looks at them, goes, bee, bee, and it just kind of nods its head as N looks to all of you and says, all right, we need to join hands now, similar to what Katrina was saying, but just focus on the time and place at which the event of Zephyr's disappearance happened, and Paradox here should be able to show us that event.
I'm kind of giving some mixed facial expressions at Paradox here.
It's kind of giving you some mixed expressions too, actually.
I'm just trying not to have a panic attack while thinking of the shadows swallowing a person.
But you all join hands, and as you close your eyes and focus on the event that happened, you guys all see this brilliant blue light as it almost looks like you're traveling through this wormhole-esque space. And as it opens up, you see yourselves standing in Herb's shop. And what you see, you see Zephyr standing behind all of you with the levitating Chin Chow. And you see this dark, almost rip appear behind Zephyr as you see a hand reach out. It's a humanoid hand reach out of the rift and just kind of dissolves into Zephyr's back. And as you see these dark pulsating veins spreading around Zephyr, the shadow starts to consume him. And as it finally completely consumes him, it just disappears and dissolves into the shadow as the hand grabs it and pulls it back through the rift as the Chin Chow bowl falls and shatters on the ground, at which you guys turn around to see all of your faces, and you are kind of pulled back through that wormhole back to the ship, as that's where we're going to leave it. And there you have it, fellow trainers. We want to extend a heartfelt thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through Sinnoh. Your support and enthusiasm mean the world to us. Remember, you can stay connected with Pokemon Aftermath on our social media platforms. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for exciting updates, behind-the-scenes glimpses, and more. Follow the links in the episode's description below. Plus, join us on our vibrant community Discord server, link also provided in the episode's description. In our Discord server, you can share your wildest theories about the podcast, interact with fellow fans and the cast, and discuss your favorite moments from the show. It's a perfect place to dive deeper into the world of Pokemon Aftermath and become a part of our ever-growing community. If you have any thoughts, feedback, or even some amazing fan art to share, we'd love to hear from you. Drop us an email at PokemonAftermathPod@gmail.com. Your input truly makes this journey even more special. And don't forget, on Spotify, you can engage with the show directly through our interactive polls and Q&A questions featured in every episode. Your opinions matter, so join the conversation and be a part of the adventure. Now, once again, thank you for being part of the Pokemon Aftermath community. Stay tuned for more thrilling episodes and captivating stories that await us on the road ahead.